Alright, call the meeting to order. Already in overtime. Let's do roll call. Tricia.
Here.
Kim. Here. Bill B. Here. Nisha's here. Gina Guy is absent. First item on the agenda is review and approval of the minutes of the meeting of November 4th, 2019.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Next item is review and approval of the operating report.
I'll make a motion to approve operating report.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, consideration of construction pay requests and change orders.
Back to the operating report. You're aware of there's actually 2 in there.
Oh, we got one
There's
revised.
a revised, there's minor revisions from last month.
Okay. We have a motion on the revised operating report from last month.
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, consideration of construction and pay request and change order.
We have 3 items. Bill Engineering invoice 190896 in the amount of $3,832.25 to be funded by KIA.
Make a motion to pay.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Bill Engineering invoice 190895 in the amount of $2,000 to be funded by Johnson County.
Have a motion on that, pay request.
Make a motion to pay.
Have a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Invoice from Akins Excavating in the amount of $183,371.42 to be funded by Rural Development.
Motion to pay.
That's part of the rural development project. We're actually in local funds at this
Okay.
point.
Second.
We're using our money. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All of it, Sarge?
I think this will be a split on this one.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is approval of the monthly invoices. The first is the legal services invoices from Lincoln Chippewa office.
Make a motion to pay. Check all office. Did you send a letter to Billy?
That'll be discussed in executive.
In that case, you want to second it?
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Next item on for the monthly invoices is the other operating invoices. Everything Bob is unique.
Nothing stands out.
We have a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay operating invoices.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the departmental reports.
Been a few days with the holidays. Got anything to add?
Everything changed.
That's good. Next item is old business, starting with the downtown I&I project.
Well, we're coming to the end of both of these projects, or contract 1 and contract 2. Contract 1, you had just heard the Akins final, should be their final bill at roughly $183,000. They haven't billed since, I think, July, trying to finish it up. Bob and I met to see if we want to use any of the rest of the money, and just since it was local money anyway, we just ended it. We still have to, contract 2, that is totally, the money has been issued, I guess, totally for total payment, but it's not been given out yet, issued. There was the issue with Thomas Environmental and Boca. We have got the plan is to get everybody together, Paintsville Utilities and us and Boca and Reed, to make sure that everybody signs off on everything, and then the money will be paid to Reed, Thomas Environmental, and then he'll in turn write a check to Boca
Be an exchange of checks at the meeting.
at the meeting. So that will clear that one out completely. The only thing that we'll have to do to end the project is meet with rural development to do a final and a walkthrough, which, oh, by the way, on contract 2, we do have all the release of liens as long as everybody is satisfied with those. I've talked to Thomas Environmental, and they're satisfied with all the releases of liens that have been provided by Boca, which was Boca and some of the materials of the contracts. So if everything goes smooth, that will eliminate that contract. And like I said, the only thing we have to do is do the closeout with rural development. And I think Bob said today that he's had some contact with rural development. So there'll be hopefully a meeting in December. I think he wants to, rural development wants to end it in December also. So hopefully that'll.
We're what, 8 months actually beyond
Yeah.
the original end date, so it's time to.
He doesn't want to carry it over to
Next
another year, and it's he's been very good to work with.
Yeah.
In fact, everybody has. The Paintsville Utility and the main contractors have been very good to work with. So,
Yeah, the subs were the only issues with it.
yeah. That's it.
All right.
Would, do you need to have that meeting first before the final pays are done? Or is that
I mean, on rural development.
Yeah.
I think rural development is up to date on everything with contract 2, and we went through what we had planned, and he's got no problem. But they actually made the payment and said if we get these releases and if everybody's satisfied,
The check is written, it's just a matter of,
he'll
and on the contract 1, yes, rural development will have to approve that before we issue that check.
Right, which will hopefully, the reason we wanted to present it this time so they wouldn't have to wait till
Next year.
Next year to get it. So,
This mean you won't be with us anymore for a while?
probably not. I mean, I'm willing if you
We'll try to find something.
appreciate it.
All right, next item on old business is the WWTP flow monitoring project.
Knox, anything new on that? I mean,
No,
it's
it's
been in
up
place for a week now.
Yeah.
I think working
Everything's
well.
good so far, yeah.
So there's a few closeout items. Bell needs to come in and inspect, go through the punch list. But pending that, I'd like to go ahead and pre-approve that payment. So once they do sign off on it, we can go ahead and pay Goggins and close that one out.
We know approximately what that's gonna be.
That is, actually it's on that page 7B,
7B.
$36,947.85.
I thought there was some subtracted from that, made it 28 something in your letter there for the total.
No, that was deducted before.
It's already deducted.
Yeah, there was a change order, reduced it by almost $7,000.
I must have read it wrong. I thought it was deducted from the 36. But anyway, I'll make a motion that we pre-approve to be paid upon the approval and the certification by Bell Engineering.
I'll second.
A motion second, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries, and that's for $36,947.85.
Correct.
Okay. 7D, nope, 7C, I'm sorry, is the miscellaneous water system improvements.
Yeah, we're still working on property issues on that. We have acquired the tank site and the easements we need to get to that site. David handed me an easement this evening just to be signed on another piece of property. He's continuing to work on that.
Okay.
With the donation from the Rattler family is, crossing their land or donating for them to go across it?
That's actually the tank site.
Thanks,
Any more discussion on that one? 7D, Powell Dish and Sewer Extension.
We've submitted the checklist items. Bill's reviewing them, and we'll forward them on to rural development. Hopefully by spring we'll be rolling on this thing.
It's been slow developing, hasn't it?
Sure has.
Will we be able to do this project at the same time the county's project's going on?
It needs to be done pretty much at the same time. We actually need them slightly ahead of us because of that pump station.
That's why I didn't know if we'd have to wait till they were done before we could do anything.
Not necessarily done, but
We can get.
we don't want to get too far ahead of them.
When are they gonna try to bid theirs?
That's not been determined, I don't believe. You heard anything, Regina?
Still waiting on
Yeah.
a few things.
So we'll be ready by what, March, April? What do you think on ours?
We should be on ours. But the county's not actually the customer on this project after all. It's actually Division of Waste Management that's the customer. So it's kind of convoluted trying to get information on this thing.
Okay. All right, 7E, other ongoing projects.
Nothing to report.
All right, moving to 8, new business, creek bank repair from FEMA. Need some water?
I've got some.
Need Snickers?
Little boost.
Oxygen.
Yeah, you can have anything but a Snickers.
Yeah.
Tim and I are keeping those.
Gotcha. In the February flood event, there was a section of creek bank that washed out, not too far from our shop. It's hard to see. It's exposed to sewer line and a gas line. We've been working with FEMA on that, and they've advised that they would like for us to bid that out, get a contractor to do it. So we were asking for permission to bid that.
Okay. A motion on that?
I'll make a motion to bid it out.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. That's all we need on that one. 8B, wastewater generators.
Virginia, you prepared to talk on that because I'm not talking very well.
Sure. So, just recently, we were given the go-ahead to do a full application to Hazard Mitigation Grant Program for 2 generators, one to be located at the Island Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant and one to be located at the lift station at Depot Street. We have been chasing those funds for quite some time. I think this would be our 3rd application that we've submitted. And actually, it wasn't chosen in the first round. And I was fortunate enough to attend a mitigation conference a couple months ago, and I got the right people in the room, and we talked about this project extensively. I was even emailing and texting Bob and saying, send me this, and he did a great job of explaining how if we had the funds to do this project, it would mitigate future damages and future fines and just lots of
Bad stuff.
yeah, a lot of really good benefits from the project. And we convinced the funding agency that this project, although, well, let me back up and say the reason we never could achieve the funding was we had to meet a benefit cost analysis, and because we haven't had enough existing losses at that plant. In other words, we've had losses, but they weren't great enough because the cost is so high of the project, we were never able to meet that. But when we discussed with them about the intention of the grant is to prevent future damages, and we could show that if we had an extended power loss, Bob did a really good job of explaining how that would cause a lot of environmental damages as well as monetary damages. So a couple months after I got back from that conference, they ended up sending us a letter inviting us to a full app. Hazard mitigation is odd. You do a pre-app, and then when they choose you for a full app, short of you not meeting some of their conditions, you're actually going to get the funding. It's just you have to go through the whole application process now, and which includes the full environmental and all that. So it'll take a year. I hate to say that, but it'll take a year, won't it, Bob? We've been through this
The
before.
last one took 3 years.
Well, yeah, but it'll take us a year to probably get the award. Those projects were, one was $276,000 and one was $226,000 and some odd change. It has a 13% match, so you're gonna get, close to, $500,000 for about $65,000. So it's a really good deal, and Bob tells me it's something that's listed as a priority
Okay.
for the utility. So to get that much grant money, I think is going to be a pretty big boost. And we've worked hard for that money, so.
So we need to make sure we put that in our 2021 budget. The 65,000, make sure we have
Yeah. So I'll be working with Bob over the next couple months. I gotta have the full app in by February, and we'll be working to meet all of the criteria of the application.
it. Good deal. I'm surprised we didn't have that already. I really didn't give it any thought. I just assumed that we did.
No. It's kind of shocking, really. Honey Branch plant has it.
Yeah.
But not only is it the plant, it's that depot pump station, which takes the bulk of your waste to the plant. Things happen pretty fast, that goes down.
Yeah.
So we can operate it with a portable, but then that's not available to use elsewhere.
Yeah. Good deal. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Super job.
Thank you.
You get a percentage of that?
No. I get a pat on the back.
For all that hard work. 8C, WWTP sludge pump.
Yeah, we've had kind of a bad situation develop where the sewage sludge is leaking out and accumulating into the basement. Heavy bodied, your sump pumps won't take it out. I'm not sure you really want them doing that anyway. I'm talking to, or texting, I guess, to Mike this afternoon. We were hoping to have 3 quotes available by now. We actually have 2, and there seems to be some confusion on one of those whether we're actually quoting the right product. So we really need to table that for now, but get back to it as quick as we can.
Okay. A motion, no, I guess we really need one. 8D, consideration of seasonal worker.
Yeah, I've had a request for a high-quality individual to work during semester break from school. I've been advised we have plenty of general maintenance that could be done by that person. Be a big help, especially vacation times. People trying to get their vacations in at the end of the year. So that's the recommendation, is we hire that person as short-term seasonal worker.
I think we're talking like 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. Have a motion on that.
I make the motion.
Have a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, dude, that's your job, dude.
You gotta start.
The guy.
He's done though, as soon as the weather warms up.
Is that the one in Florida? Seasonal?
8E, election of 2020 officers. And have a motion as to who's going to be the next chairman.
Chair and vice chair.
There you go.
Make a motion to nominate L.B. Masters as chairman.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Those opposed?
Any opposed? Motion carries. And do we have a nomination for vice?
I nominate Patricia.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Of course, you're on deck for next year, so the cast is already ready.
Learn from the best.
Learn from the best.
All right, that's all the officers we need in it.
Yeah.
8F, other new business.
There are some things we need to be looking at. There's some references, excuse me, in the departmental reports regarding the sewer camera system. We've had one demoed. At this point, we just, I guess, need commission's approval to move forward, develop a plan for what we need, and get proposals, make some more demos, and then come back with some numbers.
How much money have you generally spent every time you had to repair it?
Probably 700 to 1,000 range.
Then you use it one time, it just tears up again.
Last 2 or 3 times, yeah, just put it. I think we got one deal done over in my neighborhood on the I&I project, but the next manhole with it and it failed.
Is it the same part that keeps on failing, or,
Sometimes.
so is there no warranty on the part that they replaced?
How old is this? How old is
Yeah,
this?
that's what you're saying, the age of it is a lot of the problem. It's I don't know how, it's been here.
We looked at buying a new system when we were looking at buying the back truck, if you remember. Did we have wasn't it kind of a package deal? We were gonna get the back truck and,
That just predates me, I don't know.
Yeah, that was our,
because we did discuss it, and we had some, in fact, I think we even talked about buying a vehicle to
yep.
put it in a vehicle and keep it in a vehicle and the whole works, and I can't remember the numbers that came up then.
We have it in an old van right now. It's less than ideal. Because we've seen Aikens working with their equipment, and then Pressesburg came to help us out 2 weeks ago on
Yeah.
that other situation. And it's daylight and dark.
Yeah. We looked at that, and I guess at the time, since we were looking at the back truck, we really didn't have the funding to do both. But we considered that at one point,
Yeah.
because we knew then that we needed to be replaced.
Yeah.
It's a vital piece of equipment to know what you're doing.
So you need a motion to pursue what avenues to try to.
Yeah, we just want your all support so we know going forward that we're doing something everybody's in agreement with.
As far as I'm concerned, you need to go ahead and upgrade the vehicle too.
I agree.
If you're gonna do it, we may still do a package unit where everything's
And-
good to go.
And we've talked a little bit about this, and Pressesburg works this way. It mounts in the back of a box truck, but they can also take it out and put it into a smaller vehicle to take into more remote locations. So we definitely, I think, want to do that.
Like I say, we looked at that years ago, we just didn't have the funds.
It's been well over 10 years.
Yeah. It's a long time.
That little push camera we bought a few months ago, $4,000, I think it's been a lifesaver, but it only do so much.
Somebody wanna make a motion for authorization to go forward on that project?
A motion, Bob, go forward on the process.
Get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay,
Need executive session?
I've got actually a couple more items here.
Oh,
Making notes after I got in this afternoon. On the 23 sewer project, which is proposed, and we've been awarded the $4 million grant. We need to fill some space there. It's about a $6.5 million project. I've been working with Big Sandy Ave with the possibility of applying for KIA funding. And I would like approval to do that, apply for up to $2.5 million. We shouldn't need that much, but Regina's working on some other things too. But we will have a gap we need to fill, and that's a good source of funds.
have a motion to grant Bob and Regina authority to pursue the KIA funding.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
So moved.
That'll be good for now.
Favorite words next year.
Now, executive session.
Yes, acquisition of property.
Acquisition of property. To have a motion to go to executive session for purposes of discussion of acquisition of property.
I'll make a motion.
Second, second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll go into executive session.
Do we, think,
Looking at a motion to come back into regular session from executive session, which was made by Tim and seconded by LB. We're back in regular session.
Report out, the commission was advised as to recent developments with regard to the procurement of certain property. However, at this time, no action was taken.
Just a revised, we have that revised one too. Where's it? Oh, that's it.
you're late passing this around, Chairman.
We got stuff right here.
It's right there, by your hand, the sign, page is ready.
Having no further business, anybody have anything?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Won't y'all be here early next month?
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Getting a lot of things to discuss.
Meeting is adjourned.